Police officers of Reddit, what's the weirdest thing you've caught teenagers or kids doing that is illegal, but you found hilarious?
Unit coming up to the code 3 chase. Suspect.
While in college, we got the police called on us for a violent crime in progress. When they pounded on our door, we opened and they barged in. The neighbor reported hearing people yelling things like, "Shut up, you little cunt, I'm gonna rape your fucking 12-year-old ass," along with a girl screaming profanity. When the cops saw it was 3 guys and a girl drinking and playing Halo, the one just looks at the others in sheer disbelief. The cop starts to tell us they were called in for a rape in progress and tell us how we need to be more careful and whatnot because it could have ended badly. During this time, my friend is still on the headset, and the other guys we were playing with are wondering what the hell is going on and are hassling him. And then my friend says with the cop in the room, "We were apparently raping you fuckers so badly somebody had to call the cops." And the cops just can't hold it in and start cracking up. They did give us a noise warning, but no citations. I've posted this before, but I always find it hilarious because my dad is a goofy fun guy. He's been a cop for almost 30 years now, and he loves his job because he gets to be out in the community and make a difference. The guy is going to retire next month, and he's stoked he gets to play Battlefield and go on vacation. Anyway, he gets a call one night about some teenagers vandalizing a park. Dispatch lets him know that it's a lady that calls 24/7, thinking she's the neighborhood watch. So as he cruises in towards this park, he comes in all lights blacked out and watches from a distance. After a couple minutes of watching, he realizes these people are playing hide and seek. They also look a little older than just teenagers. He gets out of a car and sneaks up to some of them hiding in a group behind some trees and bushes. My dad hunkers down behind them and one of them looks back and sees him. The kid freaks out and starts to run and my dad grabs him and says, "Dude, shut up or the other team will find us." The guys crack up because now they realize my dad is down to win this game. He ends up playing hide and seek with this group of 21-year-olds for the next hour. The best part was about 6 months later. I'm having a Halloween shindig at my house and my dad stops by because he wants to score some burgers off us while he's at work. He walks in and a guy at the party is like, "Holy shit, your dad is Officer F. He played hide and seek with us." I remember this comment from Reddit years ago that must be a contender. So one of my friends is in a frat. They were having a party, and some guy was dressed up as Captain Jack Sparrow. Awesome, I know. Anyways, the cops show up and the party is on the 3rd floor. Captain Sparrow looks at them when they come in, throws open the window and yells, "Gentlemen, you will forever remember this as the day you almost caught Captain Jack Sparrow." And jumped out the window. Broke both legs, still got his minor in possession. I have to wonder if he had that planned for if the cops showed up, or if it was a sudden stroke of genius. Not a police officer, but this story is going to fit. I was 17, just got my learner's permit, which allowed me to drive alone, but not after midnight or before 6 a.m. New Jersey's old rules, and a bunch of friends. I went to Applebee's. I had a couple of airsoft guns in the trunk, about 3,000 plastic BBs, and we all decided it was a good idea to chase each other around in the parking lot with the guns. Stupidly, I took off the yellow tips. Waitress inside sees us, calls the cops, cops show up, arrest us and ask us to sit on the curb. After about 7 minutes of seriousness, they take the guns and BBs, dump them in my trunk and back seat. Laugh and leave after breaking the airsoft guns. They told us not to play with these in public parking lots and not to remove the orange-yellow tips. Those guys took our beers too. Now that I think about it, we could have been killed. I bet they drank your beer later that night. I went to a concert once. The door guy was checking us and found my Lil Weed bag. He took it and let me through. Bummer, but oh, well. Then later I stepped out to the patio with my friend for a cigarette. I saw that same security guy packing a bowl with my weed. He just looked at me with a big shit-eating grin on his face. I had to give him props. My brother was a cop who worked nights in Minneapolis. One snowy night near the UOFM campus, he noticed a car weaving, so he pulled them over thinking there would be alcohol involved. Nope, it was a car full of deaf people having an argument which included the driver. He just told the driver to not sign and drive. Not illegal, but certainly weird. Got a noise complaint call where the neighbors informed dispatch the parents are out of town and suspect underage drinking and or possible drug use. These types of calls are the worst because you can almost guarantee someone is puking in the back of your car and you'll have to write a buttload of local ordinance paper. We roll up, throw the overheads on to scatter as many as possible, and make a slow walk up to the front door. We play the nobody's home game for a while until one of the kids lets my partner in the back door. We subsequently find around 12 teenagers and what appears to be multiple bottles of rum and vodka, as well as several baggies containing marijuana and some pills. Upon further inspection, we find the liquor bottles have been emptied and filled with water. The marijuana is actually oregano and parsley, and the pills were just aspirin. They were having a pretend party to put on social media, but the strongest thing in the room was a Red Bull. Edit. Shit, I forgot the best part. This was shortly after the movie Superbad came out, and we had a pool going for the first guy to break up a party and use that line. I assume you all have cracking guns on you, or something similar. I said it, and it was witnessed, but the guys refused payment based on how pathetic of a party it was. My brother was once jumping his bike off the end of the public boat dock behind the city hall, which also housed our police station. They had it tethered so it wouldn't get lost on the bottom. A cop came out, watched for a while, and said, "I'm fairly certain something about that is illegal, but I can't figure out what, and it looks like fun, so be safe," and walked back inside. Similar thing happened when my friend and I were skateboarding around A in front of a coffee shop. Big scary security guard came over, grabbed a skateboard, rode it around the parking lot, did an ollie and a kickflip, then gave it back and left. We're talking a 350-pound, probably 35, 40 years old man. Our jaws were on the floor. We were doing laps around a pond with a rope tied to my Jeep and another person wakeboarding behind holding onto the rope. The police officer pulled up on the nearest road, flashed his lights, and motioned for us to come over to him. And when we got there, he just said, "That looks like a hell of a good time, but I'm getting tired of dispatch getting calls about y'all. Sorry guys, save up some money and buy a boat." New South Wales police officer, Australia, 7 years. Resigned, shit money, since everyone always asks. We got a call about kids, probably 11, 12 years old, jumping across backyards. They were looking for things to steal, I guess. We searched for them for about 15 minutes. Just as I was starting to get bored with it, I hear laughing coming from a drainpipe. It's out 4F tall. My mate and I decide to head in. About 30 m down the tunnel, I come to see this kid bent over on all fours, pants down around his ankles. His mate is bent over, sitting on his back, spreading the first kid's butt cheeks. There is a third kid kneeling next to the first kid's, but holding a lighter. They were in the midst of doing Blue Angels, lighting farts in a dark tunnel. I had no fucking clue what to say. We told them to come out of the drain with us. I advised them not to tell any of their other friends what they had gotten up to since they would probably get the wrong reputation, and drove them within a block of one of the kids' houses, so the parents didn't know they had been caught. I'm not a police officer, very sorry, but 2 kids at my school, one of them was a friend's brother actually, got drunk last year and climbed a 100+ foot crane, all the way to the top. Best part? The crane was directly across the street from the police station. They were noticed right away and arrested the second they came down. A few years ago, a friend and I were walking home through a residential estate, drunk, after a night out. About halfway home, a police car pulls up next to us and says they need to talk to us. They say that CCTV in the area had observed us entering several front gardens. We then drunkenly explained that we had been going into people's gardens and swapping around flower pots, hanging baskets and garden ornaments with their next-door neighbors. One of the cops was laughing a lot, and the other seemed really confused. Luckily, they got another call and let us carry on our way. I had a cop search my backpack once and found a couple of beers and a box of condoms. I was with my friends at the time, so he was like, "Why are there 3 beers, a box of condoms, and 2 dudes?" I was speechless. To be fair, officer, now there's 3. Raunchy music intensifies. Be sure to watch other cool stories on the channel. You should definitely like them. Also, do not forget to subscribe to the channel. See you. Bye.